There's no reason for me to not be successful.
Right.
There's no reason for people to not respond to this because my purpose is for them.
Yeah. When you finally accept who you are and what you're here to do,
Yeah.
then you can do that better.
Yeah.
You can do more of those things.
Instead of running from it.
Yeah. Here we go. Episode number 1. Finally, we are getting a chance to record our own content.
Yes.
How does it feel?
It feels really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was a little nervous at first.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to say?
Seriously.
What if I run out of words? You don't think I could run out of words?
Never seen it happen.
Trying to say I talk too much?
I've never seen it happen before. I'm not saying that it's not possible.
We're not off to a good start.
It's really great to be recording our own content. We are finally doing our own stuff. We have supported and encouraged, done stuff for lots and lots of people over the years. So today we're going to talk about a bunch of different things. We want to give everybody kind of an introduction of who we are, what we're going to be talking about, but then also really dive deep. So a lot of the things that we talk about bring value, hopefully, to our audience. And we just love helping people. Yes,
we do. Very much so.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about like purpose and just kind of dive into what does it mean. Purpose is something that's always been really close to our hearts because we understand that if you don't have purpose, if you don't have like meaning for your life, for your business, for your family, then you're just kind of floating. You're just out there.
I mean, really, just anything you do. If you don't understand the purpose of a thing, then you can abuse it or mistreat it.
Yeah. And so the definition of purpose is the meaning for which something is done or created to exist.
Yes.
And so we do a lot of creating.
We do.
But
on purpose.
On purpose. I see what you did there. I see. All right. So
who are you?
I am Thomas Egler. I am half owner of Sure Thing Studios, and I'm also a musician, creative in all things media and music.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
No, I don't.
Let me tell the people. Hi, people. I'm Stephanie. I'm his wife.
My beautiful, amazing, extremely intelligent, talented wife that I married on purpose.
Yes, I am his wife. I'm the other owner of Sure Thing Studios, our media production company. What else? I'm a designer.
You are a interior designer. You're a graphic designer.
Web designer. Children designer.
Yeah.
We design children.
My baby mama.
I don't think you've ever called me that.
I've called you my baby mama before.
I don't know. That sounds funny.
So we're going to talk about purpose today and just how it can apply not only to your business, but to your family, to your personal life.
Yeah.
Things like that, because purpose is very, very important.
It is.
As we see.
Yeah.
So I would say for us, like, what is your personal definition of like purpose?
Personal definition would be that purpose is like my roadmap. When I'm very clear on the purpose of a thing or purpose for my life, then I may not have all of the parts, but I at least know where I'm trying to get to. And that is always helpful in making any kind of decisions. If something comes up, well, what is my purpose for this? Or what's my purpose in life? If what I'm trying to do doesn't match purpose, then it's not for me. And it's not necessarily that it's a bad thing. It's just not my thing.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I would say my definition of purpose is very simple. It's just my why. My reason for everything I do.
Yeah.
And if I can connect everything I do to my purpose, then everything I do should be fairly straightforward, very successful, and less complicated.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like even in purpose, though, it can be complicated.
Well, not in my purpose though.
Okay, you're right.
I would also say that as I grew up, my dad kind of taught me purpose. He taught me, my identity, who I am as a man, as a man of God, as a not a husband, because I wasn't a husband yet, but as a son, as a person of integrity.
Yeah.
And so like that was my identity, but then also, as an Egler, figuring out my identity, my role in the family, and all those different things. As a musician, media, all that stuff fits into my identity. And then I think from there, once you figure out who you are, then you figure out what you're here for.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think it's super, super important as like a young man to get that in your head as soon as possible. Because there's so many, different directions that you're being pulled in. And, there's a saying that like I always like to, if you don't know who you are, then everyone else will tell you who you are.
Exactly.
Or the industry will tell you who you are, whatever industry you're in.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say it's extremely, extremely important as a young man to figure that out, because then it determines, what course your career, which path you take for, dating and, just the friends that you hang out with and just all those different things. Like it's super, super important to know your purpose because, again, like you said, it's your roadmap.
Yeah. And I think it's the same for women. Like you really, really need to know who you are, who you're called to be. And it's not going to save you from drama or save you from mishap, but at least you can course correct when those things come.
True.
I think, especially when you're trying to date or find or be found by a husband, is really important to know who you are, because when you know who you are, you know what you will and won't accept, what's good for you and what's not good for you.
Man, there's some people out here accepting any and everything.
Like you are worth more. You are more valuable than to just settle because of age or, other people pressuring you. Like you don't have to do that at all.
Yeah. In doing what we do, we, creating media for all different formats.
Yeah.
Design, graphics, print material, web material, all different things, videos, music. Like there's so many opportunities for you to be someone else.
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities for you to be and hide behind, those different identities, those different, I guess, purposes, and I think for us, what I love is being able to help people, figure out what is truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do that through the people we work with. We pick and choose the projects very, very carefully.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure it aligns with our business purpose. We want to make sure that it aligns with who we are.
Yeah.
As our family and all those things. And so it's crazy that on social media, again, you can find every like agenda under the sun. You can find, all those things, but most of the time it's people who are like leading you away from purpose and leading you to their purpose.
Right.
And so again, it's really great that we can do that, help people kind of course correct a little bit through our business, through our interactions with people, our conversations.
Yeah. Knowing your purpose and then being able to hold on to it. Yeah. No matter what you're doing. Yeah. I think that can be a big one for women. Like you have a purpose, but then, it's pushed so much. Like you need to be a wife. 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 Well, that's not it.
Right.
Like being a wife should be a compliment to your purpose.
Definitely.
And then eventually, if you decide to have kids, being a mom should be a compliment to your purpose. It shouldn't snuff it out or stifle purpose. It should encourage and inspire purpose. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's taught enough or at all. I didn't hear that at all growing up. It was just kind of like, this is how you grow up and be a wife.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And then you see all these miserable women later on trying to be wives and moms, and is not that their marriages are bad or their kids are bad. It's just they lack purpose outside of the job of being wife and mom.
Yeah.
What's your purpose?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's huge. Being able to accept our purpose is important.
Yeah.
Because there's something that we talked about a couple days ago. You were saying how like I'm just meant to be the caller. No, what did you say?
The rallier.
The rallier.
You rally the troops.
Right. And for me, it's kind of like, it took me a while to really embrace that.
Yeah.
Because to me, I'm like, okay, everyone, let's get together. Let's do this. If we're working on a project, hey, the finish line is not that far away.
Yeah.
Let's make sure let's get on top of this. Because I've been in tons of like I was a self-proclaimed procrastinator for a really long time. And I think knowing what that feeling is of getting to the end, and it's like, oh, I'm not done yet. I still have to, get all these things together. Knowing what that feels like.
Yeah, that's stress.
It's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety attached to it. And so now I think I've become more of a person that's, trying to look ahead as much as possible. Looking for what's the next move? What is the way that we can stay on top of our game?
Yeah.
And so because of that, I've been that person in lots of different circles. I remember working for this organization, and every single year, the big events would catch us off guard.
Yeah.
And it was just like, why? Guys, we know Christmas is coming. Every single year, it's December 25th. Like, come on. We could plan that out. And for me, it was just like, okay, how do I get everybody to understand the importance of it? Because for me, I'm in the, if I'm editing a video or if I'm getting a particular project ready, I'm the person that's up till 3, 4,
6
in the morning.
It's usually 6 a.m. before you go to sleep.
Yeah. So those type of projects get really, really taxing. And so the more you do them, if you don't learn from them, if you don't learn from like being up that late and, just feeling overwhelmed and, if you don't learn from those type of situations, then something is wrong.
Yeah. But I think that always ties back into purpose.
Sure.
Like this video that is happening, does it really need to be done? Is it really going to serve purpose? Or these extra pieces that I'm putting into the video, do they really serve the overall purpose?
Sure.
Or is this just a thing that I just wanted to do? Because if it's a thing that you just wanted to do, eventually is gonna cause you harm.
That goes within your relationship.
Yeah.
It's like, if you birthdays are coming up.
Yeah.
You even know when, based off of your patterns, when arguments are even going to show up in your relationship.
This is true.
Like, okay, hold on. I've been working a whole lot. I've been super stressed out. Yeah. Let me chill out. Let me just, take a step back. And when I'm relating to my spouse, my wife, let me like just be intentionally more like soft towards her.
Yeah. Being aware of yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of times we blame other people for things going wrong when, ask yourself some questions. When was the last time you ate? When was the last time you got a good night's rest? When was the last time you worked out? when did you have water last? Like all of those things play into your mood.
Yeah.
And then we're like, it's these kids. No, it's you.
It's you.
Need a nap. They are the same. They've not changed. They're doing the same thing they were doing 2 days ago.
Yes.
Is you are tired. You need to take a nap. Yeah. You need to go have some 5 minutes of your joy break.
Yeah.
Because you are the problem.
Yeah. No, that's serious. And I like how you said that, a joy break, because then you get in a place where if you're just going nonstop, you have no joy.
Exactly.
There's no happiness, no peace.
Just worry and anxiety and stress. And like, no, even if it's 5 minutes a day, find something that you can do in 5 minutes that is just for you.
Yeah.
Read a couple paragraphs in a book, draw a picture, like something. You just go sit in a corner and breathe for 5 minutes. Just do something that is not for anybody else.
Yeah, seriously. All right, so let's talk a little bit. We kind of got the definition of purpose, talked about what it means as a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Like kind of, growing up and getting into business, getting into relationships, how that affects us.
Yeah.
And then even embracing our purpose. Once we identify who we are, what our purpose is, then we embrace that.
Yeah.
And the importance of embracing it again is, I think when you finally accept who you are and what you're here to do, then you can do that better.
Yeah.
You can do more of those things
instead of running from it.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's a waste.
Yeah. Because you're going to come back to it anyway.
Yeah. And then like time slows down for no one.
True.
You can't get it. Once it's gone, you cannot get it back. But why spend it on frivolous things?
Exactly. Speaking of time, it is my birthday.
It is.
And I am extremely excited about this.
You old.
I'm getting old. But I definitely have thought about these things over the last year.
Yeah.
Who am I? What am I here to do?
Yeah.
And it's really important, again, just to like identify those things so you can move forward, do it better and do more of it. So, all right. So for us, we figured out early on, once we started dating, once we finally, I'll say, no, not we.
Yeah.
Once I finally identified who we were to be and then accepted who we should be together.
By the way, I was not pursuing you.
Oh, I know.
I just want to make that clear. I did not pursue at all.
I guess. Yes, I know you did not pursue.
So it wasn't like I came to you, you were like, yeah. Or I said, yes, let's be together. And you said, I have to go think about it.
No, it was just once I came to my senses. Yeah. It was more so like once I figured out like, oh, okay, we are supposed to be together. Like I had a lot of things or reasons why I should kind of hold off, being that you're my best friend's sister. Our families were really close. And to me, I didn't want to break that up. I don't want to ruin any of that just because it's like, oh, I think you're cute or, any like little puppy love stuff like that.
Yeah.
So once I figured out it was real and this is a real thing, thought about it, talked a lot about it, prayed about it. It's like, oh, okay, I think we can figure this out.
Yeah, it almost didn't happen. I was done.
We can talk about that. We'll tell our story. We'll definitely tell our story. Maybe a little bit today.
Yeah.
But once we kind of like figured out who we are together, dating even in that stage, it's like, wow, we really complement each other.
Yeah.
Between me kind of being a big picture thinker, creative, all, those type of things. And then matching with your creativity and your, methodical, I guess, what would you call it? Methodical?
Meticulous.
Would you say meticulous?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was way more meticulous back then than I am now. Like kids kind of killed all of that.
Not drop a game.
Yeah. Can't be as meticulous. Because I used to plan down to the minute.
Right.
Every single day I planned down to the minute.
Yeah.
It's color coded, categorized, and drove you insane.
Oh, goodness. You did a lot.
I did. But I got a lot done all the time.
You did.
And then I would have time to just chill because I was planned.
Sure.
I'm ready to go.
That used to drive me crazy.
I know. Every month. All right, let's plan out the month.
Why? Why are we doing these things?
Because we need to know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Where we're going every day.
Yeah, that's true. So once we figured out that, we began to understand how we complement each other in different ways. You know, I think that's really important in relationship.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make sure you find somebody who compliments you so that they bring out the best in you.
Yeah.
Because you find someone who is not complimenting, but they're like, you know, constantly constantly elbowing you or constantly poking at you.
Yeah.
You know, and some people feel like that's bringing out the best, but it's really not. It's more so just like, you know, it could almost be compared to like sandpaper. When you're rubbing up against sandpaper, eventually someone wears down.
Yeah.
The sandpaper wears down, but then the other, you know, surface,
Yeah.
it wears all the way down.
It strips it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, same thing could happen in a relationship. You know, if we're too rough on each other, then we lose who we are.
Yeah.
And so.
Because then you end up like, you're doing things to kind of protect yourself. So,
Yeah.
you know, we went through a period of that where it was like, I don't want to hear her mouth. I don't want to hear his mouth. So let me only say this much.
Right.
To avoid whatever is going to come next.
Yeah. No, it's true. When you're in not a great space with the person that you're with, it can really, really ruin the mood for everything.
Yeah.
Like it can stifle your creativity, stifle your productivity. Everybody else will start to feel it when they're around. They don't want to be around you because, you know, your relationship is going wrong.
Oh my goodness. Y'all are miserable.
Yeah. So it's good to find someone who compliments you in a relationship. And then same thing in business. Like if you don't have a business partner or a group of people who you work with who don't compliment you, it completely ruins the business.
What is the saying? One rotten apple spoils the whole bunch.
Yeah.
Like it's the same. You can have one rotten apple in your marriage or one rotten apple in your business, and it ruins everything.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Yeah, it's very true. And so like in business, if you're not on the same page, if you don't figure out ways to bring out the best in your business partner, you know, the business suffers. Yeah. You don't come up with there's no synergy, you know, where you kind of are, you know, playing off of each other, brainstorming good ideas together. You know, and you need that. People don't realize how like business is relationship. Yeah. You know, of course it's not romantic relationship, but it's relationship. You know, you have to cultivate it. You have to, you know, make sure your communication is open and positive and, you know, things like that. And so and these are very like foundational things. Right. This is not even the advanced stuff. Yeah. But if you don't get the foundational part, you can't get to the advanced. You can't get to, you know, the higher thinking, money making schemes and ideas and,
well, you'll get there, but it just won't last because
it'll fall apart.
Yeah. You're not really based on anything.
Yeah, that's true. So yes, complimenting each other, all the way around is super.
So what does that look like? What does it look like to compliment and not just, oh, you look nice today? So what does it mean to compliment each other?
So I would say, we'll start with relationship. So in relationship, we compliment each other because, like I said before, I am more of a creative. I can be all over the place sometimes, but you can be a lot more focused or like, nope, we're not moving on to this next thing until we take care of this first one. And for me, that is very, very helpful because I can take these big ideas, focus them down, and then really, really put the time, the energy, that we need in order to be productive. And then, like I said, move on to the next project.
Yeah.
And then,
so it's really like the opposites attract kind of a thing.
Oh yeah.
Where, like, for me, because I can be more meticulous and very rigid in my scheduling, it's good for me to be with somebody who can be more on the spontaneous side, because it adds a little spice to my life.
Absolutely.
Where I can get so consumed by the plan. And I remember, like, when plans would change, it would throw me all the way off. Like, I can't function. I have to go to bed.
Yes, that would happen. That for sure would happen.
I need to take a nap now.
And it was what's funny is you were frustrated, I would be frustrated.
Yeah.
But it was because we didn't understand each other. We didn't see each other's purpose, like the purpose I had in your life,
right,
and the purpose you had in my life,
or how it could help. I need spontaneity. I don't always need to be so on point, on schedule every minute of the day, because things change, stuff happens, and there's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter if you had a plan.
Right.
Something can come and throw it all the way off. So what are you going to do in those moments?
Yeah.
And being married to you, like, watching how you handled things when they would come and just kind of throw everything off. It's like, we got it. It's good. We'll just pivot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I am in distress. You don't understand. It is 5:55 and we have not started dinner.
We got 5 more minutes. We can figure it out.
I'm going to bed.
Hungry. Mad.
I'll try again tomorrow.
Oh man. And so that's in relationship. What do you think? You kind of said yours.
Yeah.
So in business, it's really the same thing.
It is.
Complimenting each other is being able to, like, stick and stay. Like, that's what my dad used to say. So that works in relationship. It works in business.
Yeah.
Because again, you're going to make each other mad. You're not going to understand each other.
Yeah.
So in business, you need someone that's going to be, steadfast and just kind of like hold tight. They're not swayed too much by what people are saying, by the trends, by, different things, but they are open to hearing, a little bit of critique or a little bit of input, some suggestions from, the people that they work with.
Yeah.
And so I think that's how we are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where things are coming up, a project, a media request, anything. And it's like, okay, this is how we should handle it. And then the other person, depending on the time of the day or week or whatever, one of us will say, wait, let's think about that.
Yeah.
We
don't have the capacity.
Right. Or the budget's not there.
Yeah.
Or the personnel's not there or whatever. And so I think that is a compliment in itself, to be able to understand, okay, right now you're all over the place. I need to be steady.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what else? Oh, I was going to say, our purpose. So I think we figured out our purpose later on, but it's always been there. Like, because of all the things we've been through, the experiences, the ability to, work with different circles of people. What we've gotten a chance to do is figure out our purpose is to, like, share the experiences to bring value to other people and to encourage other people.
Yeah.
And so that's what we try to do, like, on a personal level. We try to do that on a business level.
Helping other people share their experience. We share ours in our personal life, and then in business, helping other people share their experiences to inspire and encourage and uplift. There
you go. So we kind of identified our personal purpose, as a couple, as a family, as individuals,
outside of each other, outside of family. And they still kind of are in the same line.
Yeah.
But we do have a separate purpose outside of what we built together.
Yeah.
And it's important to not let that go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, we're believers. I'll say for myself, my purpose is to use music and media to point people back to God.
Yeah.
Because God's way is a better way of living.
Yeah.
It regardless if you are a believer or not, it's when you live your life the way that Jesus did, a life of love, a life of peace, a life of self-control. Those things only lead to success.
Yeah.
In family, success in relationships, and in business.
Yeah.
You know, in career, different things like that. It's hard to live your life that way and not be successful. Seriously, that's just yeah. So, do you have one personally?
Personally, like my personal purpose is to like help others find their purpose, and in that, like, it leads you back to God. You know, who He's called you to be, like being strong in that. Yeah, like that's my passion. Just helping others, more specifically recently women, like hold on to your purpose, who God called you to be.
Yeah, I love that too. Talking to people and just helping them understand their purpose, their identity, their value. Yeah. I think both of us kind of do that well. Like we do everything we can to pull out the best in people. And so in business, we also kind of identified the same thing. You know, we want to add value to our community. Yeah. What are some ways, if you can think of any, what are some ways that we've added, you know, value to our community just by being around, by?
I mean, a lot, this one's kind of funny, but showing specifically the Black community that we can do things well. For years, people would see our work before they saw our skin and then be like, oh man, I thought you guys were white. And it was kind of like, okay. All right. I don't know how I'm supposed to take that. Yeah. And so like now.
And wait, just so in case that was offensive to anybody or they don't understand.
You know, like the thought is that, or the mentality is that us Black folk, we don't do things in high quality. Right. We just kind of throw stuff out there and, you know, it's going to be cheesy or corny, low budget, like just not done well. Yeah. And that's not actually true. Right. And we get to be a part of showing that that's not always the truth.
Yeah, because I mean, there's low budget and low quality everywhere. Exactly. You know, in every race and every culture.
Exactly. But in our community, we think that that's all we can do. Right. But it's not. Like there are lots and lots of Black people out there doing very well. Right. At the top of their game. Yeah. Very high quality things. And again, I'm just glad that we get to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's something that is very important to me as well. Just the fact that we've gotten experiences on every level. Yeah. I mean, we've done music, we've done media, production on like ginormous scales. Yeah. You know, from stadiums of 20, 30,000 people all the way down to very intimate settings. Yeah. And for us, it's the same. Yeah. You know, the adrenaline rush is the same. Yeah. The amount of detail that we put into the work is the same. Yeah. The love for it is, the passion for it is the same. Yeah. And so we try to add value that way into, you know, the people around us, the community. And, you know, we do that in hopes of like, you know, impacting the world around us. And then I would say the other thing is, like we said earlier, we want to bring out the best in people. Yeah. You know, we'll talk about this more later, but you know, what is one of the things that you love about working with our clients? If you think about that. Yes. So I would say for me, the fact that we get to help achieve other people's goals, you know, they will articulate something, whether it's like in whole or in part, you know, halfway articulated or whatever, or fully articulated. Yeah. and we will be able to, flesh it out in a graphic or in a video or some kind of presentation.
Yeah.
And the way that is, it brings value to them is because then it creates another point of contact.
Yeah.
Another point of contact to their audience to, to make a sale, to, inform their audience about what they're doing. And so, we talk about bringing value. That's something I love.
Yeah. I think it really brings me joy for our clients to realize like they have access to certain things. So like, they'll see these really cool things done in other places, but then think I don't have the ability to do that. I don't have access to things like that. But then we come in, it's like, hey, you could do this, and this. Like, oh, I didn't know that I could get lights. I thought it was going to be $80,000.
Right.
I don't have that kind of budget. But no, there's always a way. It might not be $80,000 quality, but here's another option in your price range
that's still
really good.
Yes.
And so I always get joy when we're able to do that, like provide those options for people. Because a lot of times folks come in and they think I don't have any options.
Yeah.
I have whatever I got, that's what I got. Like, no, there's always a way.
Yeah. And I want to break that down just a little bit. Your ability and our ability to be able to offer people high quality for a little bit less.
Yeah.
To be able to offer them options.
Yeah.
Package A, B, and C, but still give them top quality in all packages.
Yeah.
The reason we can do that is because we have studied. We've gone to school.
Yeah.
We've learned real world experience as well, and not just in school. But we have the book knowledge.
Yeah.
And so
because we started out, we didn't have any money.
Right.
We had very little equipment.
Yes.
And we were.
I'm sure I understand.
Wow.
Sorry, Siri. No one's talking to you. That was really funny. She didn't understand that we didn't have any money. Trust me, we didn't have any money.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. We were. There were some months where we were really like, I don't know how we're gonna get to the next day, the next meal, but we had these projects to do, and we had to figure out how can we still get this done, but not spend everything.
Yeah. And I think, again, that only works if you really know your stuff.
Yeah.
The experiences we've had with, the top quality equipment or the top quality budgets, the only way that we've done that is because we've had that experience, and we say, oh, okay, we can still get the same, if not, similar or the same type of quality out of, maybe it's not, a $10,000 package, or, maybe it's a $4,000 or $2,000 package.
Yeah.
And we can figure out the same type of quality because we know settings, we know our theory, we know the background, we know what makes these particular things work the way they work. We even have gotten into the psychology of why certain things work. Whether it's from graphics or lighting,
colors,
all those things,
music, all of that plays into the overall feel of a thing. Like all of those parts create emotions or pull people in a certain way.
Yes. And so that is what I think allows, when you take the time to know your craft in that way, not just the specific skill, but like the psychology behind it. When you understand why people respond to your work this way, then you're able to like strategize with your clients more. And
it's not manipulation.
Exactly.
This is you're not. I mean, some people do manipulate, but it doesn't have to be manipulation. Like it's again, I know who I've been called to be. I know what my purpose is, and I'm going to like really study my craft. I'm going to really know this well. And because I'm walking in purpose, like you said before, there's no reason for me to not be successful. There's no reason for people to not respond to this because my purpose is for them.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think all of those things tie into like the business side of purpose. Now for us, once we figured out all those things, our purpose as individuals, how we complement each other together, our purpose together, our business purpose. Like, see, we're building a foundation. So it's like you start with your personal, together, your business. You're trying to build a tower, kind of. If we're thinking about it in that way, you're building a tower going upwards. And moving forward upwards, whatever. So the next phase was family. And being able to take from what we learned as kids from our personal families, right? Our parents, our relatives, our background, our experience, take those things, and now we can kind of like, okay, pick and choose. This is what I really liked. This is what really impacted me. When I saw that person, I loved how they did this. Now we bring that into our purpose. To use our experiences to encourage and inspire other people. And now we start our own family. It really is surreal because, we look at each other almost monthly and we're like, wait, who gave us permission to like have kids and start a family?
Who's calling me mom? Why are you calling me that? Oh, I'm the mom.
Right.
Who said I could be the mom?
So being able to now say, okay, this is another way we impact the community. We impact community by putting kids, in school, in church, in swim lessons, and different events and things like that. Hanging out with their friends. And that's another way we are able to impact the world.
I like to think like that parenthood is a front row seat to greatness unfolding. Like I saw this quote today, I think, where it was saying like kids, they're not just kids, they're future leaders. And absolutely. If you see them like that, like I try to remind myself in those tougher parenting moments, like this kid is going to be somebody. And I need to make sure that however I'm talking to them, however I'm relating to them, that I'm keeping that in mind. So I'm encouraging growth and love. So when they go out, they are successful human beings that contribute positively to their communities.
Absolutely. And again, it goes back our foundation, like knowing who we are, figuring out our identity. We are game changers. We are people of integrity. We are, people who are loved by God, and we show love. Making sure that our kids understand those things. That they are, significant. They're precious. They are amazing. They can accomplish anything they want to accomplish.
You're beautiful. To our daughters, like you don't need makeup and big hair and fancy clothes. You get up in a pair of jogging pants, and a ponytail. You are beautiful just the way that you are.
And you're loved and you're accepted. To our son, like you're strong, you're powerful, like, and you can use those things to help people. Absolutely. You can protect people. You can love. So all of those things, again, I think once we know our purpose, then we can share that with our families, and we can share that with the world. And so for us, again, we decided to name our podcast the way we did is because we needed proof of concept. When we first got started, it was like, okay, we knew a few people, mentors in our lives. Not a lot, because at the time, who had media companies?
Nobody. I mean, I knew one.
Same.
Just one person of color who had his own media company.
That's it.
and there was no one else. I didn't even know what graphic design was when I first got into media. Like, what is that? I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Same. I was getting introduced to being an entrepreneur as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, but again, by one person. You know, one couple is my godparents.
Yeah.
You know, and they were the only entrepreneurs that I know, especially in media. And so we didn't see a whole lot of that, you know, exemplified in our lives. We didn't see that pattern. We didn't see that it could be possible to make a living off of being media business owners.
Right.
So we just went for it.
Yeah.
We went for it. And now we understand that it's possible.
Yeah.
Now we see, because of the experiences we've gotten, the skills that we've gained and cultivated.
Yeah.
That's our proof.
Yeah.
You know, our proof of concept. And so for us, we want to be able to share that with you. Share the proof that this is doable, whether it's in media, whether it's in culinary arts, whether it's in you're driving a truck, you're doing whatever it is to provide for yourself and your family.
Yeah.
This is the proof. We are the proof that is possible. We haven't arrived by any means.
Yeah.
You know, but we are able to tell you, hey, these are the things that we did to succeed. These are the things that we did that caused us failure. But then this is how we overcame those. This is how we, you know, recovered.
And we're 13 years in now with 13 years of business.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. I mean, I can't even believe that it's been that long.
Yeah.
You know,
it's crazy.
Yeah. So it's been a good ride, good journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing but up from here, baby.
It's just getting started. Just getting started. All right. So please let us know in the comments, what is your purpose? And even if you don't want to necessarily go into too much detail, tell us how important purpose is to you.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand it, let's talk about it in the comments. Let's figure this thing out. Because we believe that when you have purpose in your life, then you can help others find their purpose. You can help others and yourself move forward and upward much faster.
Yeah.
And when we do that, the world is a much better place.
Amen. Amen.
And so, like, share, comment, watch our other videos. This is episode 1, but I promise you, we're going to be releasing more and more content. And so, thanks for being along with us on the journey.
Yep.
Again, please subscribe, share this content, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Toodles.